Today, we're diving into the world of credit scores, that mysterious number that can make or break your financial dreams. As someone who's been through the credit score roller coaster, I'm here to demystify this crucial aspect of your financial health. Now, imagine this: you're about to buy your dream home, but your mortgage application is rejected. Why? Your credit score. Now, that's something that really hurts. But here's the thing: understanding your credit score is like having a financial superpower. It can open doors to better interest rates, higher credit limits, and even your dream job. So let's unlock that superpower together. But first, before we jump in, let's discuss how you can get a copy of your credit report. After all, you can't improve what you can't see. All right, listen up because this is important. You're entitled to a free copy of your credit report from each of the three major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, at least once a year. And get this: due to recent changes, you can now request your credit report every week for free. And here's how you can get your credit reports. Online, you can just head over to annualcreditreport.com. It's the official government website for requesting your free annual credit reports. You'll need to answer some security questions to verify your identity, but once you're in, you can access your reports right away. Now, if you're more of a phone person, no worries. You can just call 1-877-322-8228. You'll provide some personal information, and then they'll mail your report to you within about 15 days. If you're old school and prefer the mail, I've got that too. Download the annual credit report request form from the website, fill it out, and mail it to this address. They'll process your request and send your report within the same 15 days. You can stagger your requests throughout the year if you want to keep a closer eye on your credit. It's like giving yourself a financial checkup every few months. I'll place a PDF download in the description with all three of these methods for easy access. Now that you know how to get your credit report, let's dive into what you'll see once you do get it. Your credit report is like a financial report card, but instead of grades, it's got four main sections. Let's break them down. First, you have personal information. This is your financial ID. Make sure your name is spelled correctly and your addresses are up to date. Why? Because mix-ups here can lead to bigger problems down the road. Second, we have potential negative items. This section is the needs improvement part of your report card. It includes late payments, charge-offs, collections, and public records. Accuracy is key here. One mistake could cost you big time. Third, accounts in good standing. This is where your financial wins shine. This covers your revolving accounts like credit cards and installment accounts like loans. Make sure everything is reported correctly, from account status to payment history and credit limits. And finally, inquiries. This section shows who's been peeking at your credit report. There are two types of inquiries: hard inquiries. These happen when you apply for credit, and soft inquiries. These occur when you check your own credit or receive pre-approved offers. But here's the million-dollar question: how do all of these pieces come together to form your credit score? Your credit score is like a financial fingerprint unique to you. The two most common types are FICO and Vantage Score, both ranging from 300 to 850. The higher the score, the better your credit. Aim for 650 and up to be in good shape, and if you're over 750, you'll be in great shape. Now, let's break down the factors that influence your score. Payment history. This is the heavyweight champion of your score. It's all about paying your bills on time, every time. The main thing lenders want to know is that you're going to pay them back. Amounts owed. This is about how much of your available credit you're using. Pro tip is, with credit cards, you want to use only a small percentage of your monthly limit. Aim for 30% or less. And having a balance does not improve your score. Don't carry a balance at all if you can. Length of credit history. The longer your credit history, the better. But be careful. If you close an account, it no longer counts towards your length of credit history. Credit mix. Having different types of credit, like credit cards and loans, can boost your score, but don't go out and run up your credit just because you think it's going to improve your score. And then finally, new credit. Having too many new accounts in a short time can lower your score. But wait, there's more. What if your credit report contains errors? Well, that brings us to our next topic. Mistakes happen, even in the world of credit reporting, but you shouldn't have to pay for somebody else's slip up. That's why knowing how to dispute errors on your credit report is a critical skill in your financial toolkit. First things first, you need to spot the error. This is why regularly checking your credit report is important. Remember, you're entitled to one free credit report per week from each of the three major credit bureaus. Before you start the dispute process, collect any documents that support your case. This could include bank statements, payment records, and correspondence with your creditors. Now, here's where the real work begins. You'll need to contact the credit bureau that's reporting the error. You can do this online, by phone, or by mail. And here's a tip. While online might be faster, sending a letter by certified mail gives you a paper trail. When you write your dispute letter, be sure to clearly explain what information you're disputing and why. Include copies, not originals, of your supporting documents, and request that the error be removed or corrected. Don't stop at the credit bureau. You should also contact the company that provided the incorrect information. This could be your bank, a credit card company, or a collections agency. By law, credit bureaus must investigate your claim within 30 days unless they consider it frivolous. They'll forward your dispute to the information provider, who must then investigate and report back. Once the investigation is complete, the credit bureau must provide you with the results in writing. If the dispute results in a change, you're entitled to a free copy of your credit report. And finally, if the error isn't corrected, you have the right to ask that a statement of the dispute be included in your file and future reports. While this doesn't fix the problem, it does ensure that anyone reviewing your credit report sees your side of the story. Remember, fixing errors on your credit report isn't just about improving your score, it's about ensuring that your financial reputation accurately reflects your financial responsibility. Now that we've covered how to dispute errors, let's talk about some power moves to boost your score. Ready to level up your credit score? These proven strategies will help you take control, boost your numbers, and pave the way towards financial freedom. Let's dive in. Being added as an authorized user on someone else's credit card can boost your credit score by leveraging their good credit history. If your parent has a credit card with a long history of on-time payments and low utilization, ask them to add you as an authorized user. Their positive credit behavior will be reflected on your credit report, potentially improving your score. It's like getting a credit score piggyback ride. Credit utilization is the percentage of your available credit that you're using. Keeping this ratio below 30% can positively impact your score. If you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, aim to keep the balance below $3,000. If you're consistently close to your limit, consider asking for a credit limit increase to lower your utilization ratio. Payment history is the most significant factor in your credit score, accounting for 35% of the FICO score calculation. Set up automatic payments for your bills to ensure that they're always paid on time. Even if you can only make the minimum payment, it's crucial to avoid late payments. 6 months of consistent on-time payments can start to show a noticeable difference in your score. It's like giving your credit score a regular vitamin boost. Having a mix of different types of credit, revolving and installment, can potentially impact your score. If you only have credit cards, consider taking out a small personal loan or secured loan. This diversity shows lenders that you can handle various types of credit responsibly. It's like creating a well-balanced financial diet for your credit score. But remember, only take out loans that you need. Don't do it just to improve your score. Regularly checking your credit report allows you to spot and dispute any errors that might be negatively impacting your score. If you notice a late payment on your credit report that you know you paid on time, follow the process we covered earlier. Successfully removing an error can give your score a quick boost. It's like being your own credit score detective. Remember, improving your credit score is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, and the payoff is definitely worth it. So, why does this matter? Because your credit score is more than just a number. It's a key that can unlock better financial opportunities. It's the difference between getting that dream home or settling for less. It's the power to negotiate better interest rates and save thousands over your lifetime. Understanding your credit score gives you control over your financial future. Now, you remember that mortgage application rejection from the beginning? With the knowledge you've gained today, you're now equipped to turn that rejection into an approval. Every financial decision you make today is shaping your credit score for tomorrow. Make it count. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this helpful. And if you have questions about your credit score or the dispute process, drop them in the comments below, and stay tuned for my next video.